And I'm just gonna casually go past the little baby gator. Oh shit. Oh shit. Taki mushrooms. Look at these guys. Again. I don't want no problems. Oh, it's more water. A little silkworm. Ebony jewel wing. It feels good. I have surpassed the part of my walk that I got scared at last time. And now I'm in a whole different environment. I just passed a little baby gator. Okay. I went through a spider web. There are beautiful trees greeting me. Beautiful sounds of birds. Nice shade. A canopy. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. It's like my environment is matching my insides and I'm brightening up, you know. I was a little tired, feeling groggy. I didn't make the best decisions for myself yesterday when it came to what I ate. I was feeling a little down about it. And now I am lifting up. It is going to be time to break my fast, or maybe it is time now, but I'm not interested in that. I'm kind of just going off of the excitement of where I am and what I'm seeing. And when I truly feel hunger, instead of like, you know, thirst or just discomfort, then I will eat. But now, I'm just enjoying. So, some of these paths, if you can see behind me, are very sandy. It reminds me of being on the beach. But I do love the different terrain that I'm encountering. It makes it more challenging, but then also, anytime I'm on like a longer hike or a longer walk, I view the experience as me walking around inside my mind. Because I can literally be inside of a city and allowing myself to get lost in that city and still viewing it as an experience of me being inside my mind. So different parts of your mind will have you quote unquote battling or just running through, walking through different terrain. And it's about how you are managing that, right? Are you slowing down your steps? Are you quickening up your steps? And like knowing the reason why behind that, because sometimes we try to rush through stuff because it's uncomfortable, and sometimes we slow ourselves down in order to really immerse ourselves in the experience, but then also because you got to take your time with it. It's a little bit more difficult to go through. I don't know how much more I'm going to be recording just because I'm really enjoying the quiet, enjoying the experience of just this. Yeah. I'll check back in at some point. Whew. Okay. Oh. Ouch. Little silkworm got smacked by a twig. That ain't nothing. I started to get a little hot, so we took off the shirt. It's interesting how many times boundaries has came up on this talk, and I'm specifically talking about the boundaries that I've set with some of the flying things in nature and the consequences that come up when people disrespect your boundaries. Sometimes you have to call in for higher help, right? Because once you've done all that you can do, you call in for higher support. And sometimes that higher support is granting you some patience to still extend love to people, things, creatures, whatever, that are not honoring your boundaries. So it doesn't mean that you decrease the boundaries. It doesn't mean that you get loose on things. It just means that you increase your heart's capacity for patience, because sometimes people, things, and creatures are just too excited to experience you. They're just too excited to be around you. They're just too excited to be blessed and graced with your presence. And so they may forget the things that you have set in place to honor yourself. So you remind them once, you remind them twice, and that third time you call in for higher patience. You call in for higher help. Because everything has its consequences. But it also reminds you to stand firm in what it is that you are setting. Prayerfully that makes sense. I can just twirl around. Ooh. I done got myself wrapped up into a spider web. Sorry, beautiful creature. That's what I get, having too much fun. See, somebody set a boundary within their own home. But that wasn't an experience. I mean, that wasn't on purpose, but it was due to my own excitement to experience it. And still, I got myself nice and tangled up. So I'm praying that the spiders forgive me, and now I will be more conscious of where it is that I'm spinning around at, so I don't disrupt someone's hard work. But we are still going. Go away. Remember my boundary. Remember my boundary. I can feel the end of the trail coming soon. So I have just passed the marker, just back there, for 4.5 miles. So that means I have 1.5 miles left. So I was right about almost being done, but probably just not as I thought I had like half a mile left. But 1.5 miles, that ain't none. Let's get her done. That should be about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Who cares? Okay. I have seemed to nature lady really hard because I had to climb through that little bushel of trees in order to continue on a trail. It was either that or walk back 4.5 miles the other way. So we got through. I'm dusted off. Off we go. What I am finding interesting is that there were 2 times on this walk so far where I thought that I would have to turn around because of a closure, but the closure was only for vehicles. It wasn't for hikers or people who are walking. And when I got to the point where I thought I would have to turn around, the decision was either I go all the way back the other way, or I handle this, tackle this boundary, tackle this hurdle, go over this hurdle to continue on my path. And I feel like we're faced a lot with that in life, right? Like you can either go back to where you came from, or you work through this little rough patch, you work through this little hurdle and you get over it. And you realize once you're over the hurdle, you're a lot closer to your destination, to your desire, than you would have been had you went all the way back, because what's back there is familiar. What's ahead of here, what's in front of you, is new. And it might be challenging, but you can do it. And I'm reminded of that by the snake. So right before I had to climb through that bushel of a fallen over tree, I saw a snake slither in my path. And that reminds me of being nimble, it reminds me of transformation, it reminds me of new and rebirth. Sometimes you gotta shed old skin. And that old skin gets shed once you pass that hurdle, once you finish that next challenge. We are learning a lot on the walk, once again, and I'm so grateful. And we have also crossed and reached new terrain. Whew. But like I'm walking faster now. I'm renewed. Like I really didn't think I could do that. And I really just climbed through some trees. Tetris my whole body in and out of that hurdle real quick. Okay, so I'm a little bit salty because I stopped seeing signs for the Jones Creek Trail, and I just followed the path, the straight path. I ain't make no turns or nothing. And then I reached a dead end. This is supposed to be a loop, so maybe there was something that I didn't pay attention to and I went off the trail, but we are going to see, because surely there's not enough time. There is enough time, but I have to get back to my duties by 3:30. It is 1 something. We're getting back to the car. We're getting back to the car within 30 minutes or less. So with going back and retracing my steps, that means I'll be climbing through this again. Yay. Let's do it again. Oh, we made it back through. And here we are again. Here we are again. Okay. Hey y'all, we are making progress on the way back. I had the thought like, damn, you ain't getting nowhere. But that's not true, because if I wasn't getting nowhere, then I'll be in the same place I was. And I'm moving, I'm making continual movement, continuous strides back to the beginning. And a part of me is just trying to get to the root of why I had so much confidence. I still have confidence because I know whatever, but why I had so much confidence in looking up something on the internet and then trusting that instead of, doing the research myself to look at the trail map by myself. Because surely when you look at the map, trail ends on a country road. And that's exactly what I walked into. I walked into a country road, looked both ways, only saw a road, and I was like, oh my gosh, where the freak am I? So as you can see, some of the markers in the back, I'm back on the road. I am doing the whole thing, just like I was talking about. I saw 2 things that made me stop and see, okay, do I want to turn all the way back around and just skip this hurdle, or do I want to take this hurdle and get there faster? Whole time I had to do the hurdle, go forward, and then still come back the way I came. So it just makes me think about going off in different directions just to be led exactly back to where you started. Not going in a loop, but literally following the same steps that you did before. On our way, still in good spirits, still with good boundaries from the flying things in nature and myself. Walking barefoot now because it feels a little bit better and I feel like I'm connecting to the land in a deeper way. So I'm always grateful for that. And I know that when I see that bridge again where I saw the alligator, that I'm more than halfway there. So I'm waiting to see that. After some more walking, I came to the conclusion that this is teaching me about my own resistance to start back at one, to just go back to the beginning, to start everything from scratch, to redo the whole thing. Before, if I made any type of mistake walking on a street or something and I walked too far, I would look for another path to go around so that I didn't have to walk the same exact path or the same exact street that I just walked on, out of fear of looking silly or looking like, oh, is that the bridge? Let me not get too excited. But, you know, to make it look like I knew what I was doing, as if only doing something one time or only, you know, just getting it right or doing it right the first time was the only way to look like I knew what I was doing. When people who know what they're doing have taken many paths and have walked the same path many times so that they can learn it, so that they can have confidence in it. And yeah, this is just building my confidence in self. I got so excited knowing that I was going to walk 6 miles, and now I walk 6 miles there and 6 miles back. So I'm becoming a pro. Yeah, the joy is still there. The excitement is still there. Ooh, my feet are definitely getting a little bit more wearisome. But now that I know I reached the halfway point, my energy is just like coming back up because we're almost there. And I know how good it's going to... I tripped. I know how good it's going to feel to finally be back at the car. It's going to feel so good. When I lay eyes on that gate and the car is right there to the left of it. When I was speaking of retracing steps, I forgot to mention that when you're on the same path that you were on before, you get to look at all your previous checkpoints. Like, look at your successes, count your successes, look at all the things that you've done before to show you that you can do it again and you can do it better. You can do it again and you can do it better. You can do it again and you can do it better. Okay, now as we are really nearing the end of the walk, I'm just grateful that I came prepared. I didn't even know that I was coming prepared for anything, but I packed 2 kiwis, 2 oranges, a banana, an apple, a water. I had a tea with me, and it's like when I had to turn back around, part of me wanted to cry, but another part was like, you have everything that you need. You got water, you got snacks, and you have yourself. That's all you need to get yourself to where you gotta go. And those are some great checkpoints. Those are some great reminders. There's nothing running out. I'm good. I got my food, I got my water, and I got myself. First and foremost, I got myself. Yeah. This also turned out to be another hike. I know it's not over, but another hike with some beautiful conclusions, some beautiful insight about myself and the way my mind works, the way that I tend to do things and go about things. And then that whole thing about you can have a plan, but your plan is nothing in comparison to what you were actually set out to learn, what you were actually set out to do that day. And instead of me doing the 6 miles, I wound up doing 12 miles. I wound up running into my quote-unquote work time. There were no worries about that, as the people that I work with were more concerned about my well-being and me getting back safely than me making it to something on time. So you always have enough time, and you are surely doing enough. Me to me. Yeah. Can I see a beautiful butterfly? I can see the car. I can see the car. I can see the gate. I can see the ending. I can see the car. I can see the gate. I can see the ending. We have made it. My feet, I'm walking all types of funny right now. I'm so excited to sit down and get off of them. I'm also so excited to get in the house and get some freaking water. Oh, look. Look at how beautiful I am. The last time I checked my steps, it said 25,000. So I'm pretty sure there's more. I'll actually put my step count and everything at the end of this if y'all care to see. It's so wild that this turned out to be a 12-mile walk instead of a 6-mile walk, and also that I was more prepared for it than I thought. I got what I need. It's in me. All right, peace and blessings, y'all. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I actually might have one more thing to say when I get in the car, but no, I love you. Thank you. Look at these beautiful trees. Of course, post-walk, I had to get my stretch on, going side to side, stretching out them hamstrings and them quads. Oh, that forward fold did it for me, as well as opening up them hips when I squat back down. Just yes. So, yes. I thought I was done talking and done chatting, but it seems like I got one more thing to say. Believe in yourself. I know that's cliche and all that, but if you don't have no faith in you, who gonna have faith in you? If you don't believe in yourself, who gonna believe in yourself? If you don't have joy within, who gonna give you that joy, right? You gotta know what it feels like within yourself to be able to receive it from somebody else, or else you're not gonna know what you're receiving, and you're not gonna know what to do with it. That is my full spiel. I'm so grateful for everything. As always, y'all already know I gotta come through with my gratitude and my knowings about how beautiful life is, and life will continue to be. Oh, I gotta put my seatbelt on. And life is even more beautiful with boundaries. Life is even more beautiful when you are open to starting all over again. When you are surrendering to the process. When you release control of what you think an outcome should be to allow it to be even better than what you think it was gonna be. You feel me? So yeah. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I love me, and I'm out.